Hello, gorgeous, and a warm welcome to Accepting. I'm Aline, your host. I'm an empath and the self-acceptance guide, and I love to see highly sensitive people and empaths of all walks of life flourish. And in this gorgeous episode outside, for those of you who are watching, with the tree of love behind me, we are diving into working with the sacred container of Saturn in Aries. So grab yourself a cup of tea, let's get cozy, and let's dive in.
Welcome to Accepting, where I guide you to accept all aspects of your beautiful self, embrace your truth, and live your life that way.
So it felt so beautiful today to be outside with my bare feet on the ground, with the birds singing around me, and to really, really be grounded and centered in nature for this episode. And this is me saying yes to myself. This is me listening to my sacred yes. And when we do that, we are in a beautiful parasympathetic state. We feel how our shoulders have lowered, our body's responding very, very gently and naturally to what feels right for us. We're living in a state of flow, quite frankly. And what has happened recently in the world, there's so much happening. There's so many changes going on constantly. And when we're very, very sensitive, as we're empaths, any kind of change we're working with constantly anyway, as there are so many changes going on in the world, it can really heighten our sensitivities. And we're all becoming more and more sensitive anyway. So in this episode, I really felt to speak into how we can work with Saturn in Aries. So Aries is about action taking. It's about feeling into our passions. It's about knowing and feeling what feels right for us and taking action on that. And as absolutely wonderful that is to do, with so many energies going on, it can be very, very easy to just jump into something without feeling into it. And what Saturn allows us to do, especially in this year of the wood snake, which is about making grounded, measured decisions, Saturn allows us to build a structure around this. Saturn allows us to really focus and be in a state of discipline. Now, we're not talking about discipline as in Sergeant Major, hup 2, 2, 3, 4, hup 2, 3, 4. If that works for you, fabulous. We're talking about discovering your own discipline, discovering what is your own rhythm, what works for you. So you could say, if you like, that my discipline is getting up, being outside with the sunrise, being with my bare feet on the ground, and feeling into my day. That can be my discipline. So we're all different. My discipline won't necessarily be your discipline. And I would like to change discipline to sacred yes. So discipline, let's look at Saturn as your sacred yes. And Saturn, many people can feel it's a bit hard hitting. It can be, very forceful, very dominating. It's all about perspective. If you look at Saturn as being daunting and domineering and overbearing, that's how she's going to show up for you. If you look at Saturn as wonderful, I can really feel into this passion that I've had for so long. Is it actually a passion? Is it a distraction? Or is it something for me to start framing and structuring and focusing on and bringing that into the world? That is a really beautiful way to look at this. Another way to look at this is, okay, so I have this passion project that every now and then I look at. Is this time for me to say, it's finished, it's done, and I'm closing that with the year of the wood snake, and I'm closing that with the year of 9, because we're in the year of 9, which is all about endings and closings? Or is it a time to say, actually, I'm closing how I was in my way that I worked with that before, and I'm opening up to a new way a new structured way of creating that, a new structured way of being in that energy, a new structured way of being in my life. Now, as I'm recording this, the new moon was about 5 o'clock in the morning. So we are in this gorgeous, gorgeous new moon energy. The new moon is all about feeling into what feels right for me. So that's sacred yes. The new moon is all about feeling into and being grateful, first of all, for all that we have that works, and if we're inviting more of that into our lives. So in these 3 days of the new moon, it's the most powerful time to really feel into what really, really, really works for me. And yes, please, more. So when we're in that state of gratitude, and when we're in that state of feeling into what feels more, the universe around us hears us, our vibratory level will be matched at that, and we get more of what works. So I would really invite you, with Saturn in Aries, is to look at how you are showing up every day. How are you waking up every day? Are you waking up and going, oh no, it's another day. Oh God, the alarm's gone off. Oh, I'll just stick on snooze for another hour. Is that how you're waking up? Are you waking up with, oh, got that to do, got that to do, got that to do? If that's how you're waking up, my gorgeous, and no judgment, we've all been there. And this is why it's so important that we feel into where are we at the moment. And as I say so many times, been there, done that, bought the t-shirt, I'm constantly working on myself. We have to, because as empaths, there's constant change going on around us. So this isn't being we work on ourselves and then it's a holier than thou, and we're in our wonderful spirituality and everything's fabulous. No. we constantly work with ourselves. We constantly feel into what feels right for us. And to be perfectly honest, I've had a few distractions recently. I brought out into the world the most beautiful, beautiful sacred journey, the crystal fairy chakra harmony that has been with me for years, and finally bringing that into the world was new for me. So there were things coming up with my limbic brain that I went into a little bit of going into old patterns of distraction. So my sacred yes to myself this morning was, get outside, let's get you back into your routine with the new moon and invite in what works. So if this sounds familiar, my gorgeous, don't judge yourself. Forgive yourself. If there's an old pattern that you found that recently you've gone into, because let's be honest, the energies have been a bit bonkers recently, and there's been so much going on in the world, the energies, especially for empaths and sensitive people, have felt very, very, very intense. This is the time now with the new moon to say, thank you for showing me my distractions, or whatever it might have been for you. Thank you for showing me what still doesn't work for me. Thank you for showing me that it's really important that I'm in a grounded, centered state every morning when I wake up, and I'm in my morning routine every single day, because that is what works for me. Thank you for showing me that when I'm not in that sacred yes, and I'm not in my morning routine, then things don't flow. Things don't necessarily fit into how they can. And my reactions, I react rather than acting, because I'm not in a parasympathetic state. It felt really right for that to come through for somebody that needed to hear that, including myself. So it's really important when we're entering with working with Saturn and Aries, we're not in a mode of I suppose headmistress, headmaster, you've done this, you've done that, you've done this. It's not blaming mode. It's I forgive myself for not listening, for not treating my body with respect, for going back into old patterns, for going back into that old relationship, whatever it may be. We forgive ourselves for what we think we've done or what we think we haven't done. And then we can go, right, okay, what really, really works for me? What's working for me? And my little distraction there, I could hear some scratching. If you're watching, you're going to see the cats coming in and out, by the way. You're going to see spiders. I have spiders all over me at the moment, which is absolutely wonderful. But there's one just in front. Where's she gone? There we go. I think she's still there. So if you see a little spider come in front of my forehead in a moment, that's connection. That's an invitation to connect. And spiders are all about creativity as well. That's really feeling into our beautiful creativity. So going back to our morning routine. So with Saturn in Aries, it's saying, what works for me? What's my sacred yes? What really, really works for me? And it's also saying, what doesn't work for me? What I would invite you to do in this new moon energy, as this is going out, this will go out tonight. So we're still, this is on the 27th of May, 2025. So and this will still apply whether you're listening to this in years and years' time as well. This energy at the moment is potent. The new moon we are in new moon energy, and thanks to my incredible teachers, Christos T. Perry and Foster Perry, they've introduced me to the working with the moon, working with Hecate. Hecate is the most beautiful goddess to work with new moon energy. And Hecate is also very Saturn's. Hecate is very much what works for you, what doesn't work for you. And what Hecate does is she comes into your life, and sometimes it's like Kali energy as well, comes into your life and will remove what doesn't work for you. Sometimes that can feel dramatic if we haven't listened and all of a sudden it's gone. And sometimes that can be in a gentle flow because we're listening. So this is where I would like to get us to, is being in our gentle flow of what works for me. So in these 3 days, let's not enter in what doesn't work for me. Let's enter into, and I would invite you to journal on this, what really, really works for me. Be outside in nature, be under a tree, pen and paper, bare feet on the ground. What works for me in my life at the moment? And I would write that down. And if you can't get into nature, work with the plant inside. Put some beautiful music on, have crystals around you, have a bath, shower, work with the elements. There's an episode on that as well that you can find. What works for me? And ask yourself in that moment, and actually, what's going to work for me to feel centered and calm and grounded? And your body will tell you, your intuition will tell you, our intuition starts. There's a lot of noise going on around here. One of my cats is trying to climb up a hedge, so I'm not entirely sure what's going on there. So your intuition starts in the solar plexus. It's that feeling, it's that gut feeling. So what I would really invite you to do is switch off all technology. If you're going to use your phone and speak into your phone, put it on airplane mode. And because there's different ways of journaling, some people like to write, some people like to speak, some people just like to close eyes and feel messages and see and receive. We're not all the same. So it's feeling into, okay, as I'm going to journal and feel what's right for me, what feels right for me, and what is the best way for me to do that. So if you're working with your phones, switch off Wi-Fi, put on airplane mode, and just ask yourself, in a really gentle measured state, place your hand on your heart, take a deep breath, that's very Scottish, take a deep breath in, take a deep breath in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and hold it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now ask yourself, what really works for me? And feel that difference. You're asking yourself in a calm, measured, centered way. Your shoulders have lowered. You've taken that breath. You've taken yourself away, as opposed to what really works for me. Well, I tried this, I tried that. Shoulders up around the ears, shortness of breath. Get yourself into a very calm place before you start asking yourself what works for you. And then once you're in that space of feeling into what works for me with that gorgeous new moon energy, I would invite you tonight is to light a candle and say thank you for what works for you and invite more of that in. And what I would suggest that you do with that candle as well is remove any excess energy that's not yours on it. Now, a way to do this is you can run it under water, and you can ask for sacred assistance. It's that intention. Whatever you do doesn't have to be exactly how I'm telling you. Feel into what works for you. It might work for you. So, for example, mine is I place the candle under the water and I do the Kabbalistic cross. So there's holy water coming onto that candle and removing all the energy. Another way might be to place that candle into incense and ask that incense to remove whatever's not working. Another way may be to put salt over that candle and to remove what energy is not working. You'll feel into whatever works for you, because when we purchase things from the shops, there's been so much energy in the making, in the designing, in the packaging, in the people that brought it to your house, or you picking the box up, other people picking the box up. It's been through so much. So I would really invite you to cleanse. So you cleanse yourself and you cleanse that candle before you work with it, however that may look. And feel into, so this is working for me now. And be really grateful and work with the white candle, with the new moon. So with the white candle, and if you don't have any candles at all at the moment, do not worry. Okay, this is all about feeling into what feels right for you. Just by making this intention, just by cleansing yourself, have a shower, have a bath. If you have incense, you can place that around you and remove energy from you as well. You can also be outside with your bare feet on the ground and ask any energy that's not yours just to go into the earth. There are really, really simple ways of doing it. It doesn't have to be complicated. And for some reason, I'm going into energy clearing. So I would invite you, before you go into your new moon intention, your new moon gratitude, make sure you're cleansed. So you're feeling into what feels right for you. And it's very interesting that we have had a lot of cat noise because cats are measured. Cats don't jump into things. They wait. They feel into what's that best moment for them before they pounce. You know, when you're watching a cat and you're playing with them, and they're just watching you playing with whatever it is, and their eyes are moving from side to side. And then at the moment that feels right for them, they're going to pounce. So I would invite you to feel into that with anything you're working with, is as a cat does. So grounded, considered, feeling into what's the right moment, and then go. So that's that energy of Aries with Saturn. And for some reason that came up to work with the energy of the cat. So once we are in, and I'm Leo and I adore cats. I'm a crazy cat lady, and my cats teach me, guide me, always speaking to me. So when we are in that space of, right, I have journaled, I know what feels right for me, I'm inviting more of this in, I'm now going to be in a beautiful ritual with that new moon energy. And a ritual, you don't have to have anything. The ritual is yourself, my gorgeous. So if you don't have candles, you don't have incense, it's your intention. Put some beautiful music on. I highly recommend the gorgeous music of my incredible mentor, Christos T. Perry, the Universal Mastermind. He has the most incredible music. It's healing, the frequencies, the solfeggio music. You listen to that, and that will get you cleansed just by listening to that anyway. So I would invite you to feel into what helps you feel cleansed. And then when you're in this moment with the new moon, close your eyes and you say, I, my name. So I'm going to say it as me. You say, I, Aline Davis, am so grateful for all that I have in my life that works for me. And I am so grateful for all the experiences that have led me here. And I am so grateful for all the gifts that I have and all the gifts that are coming to me. And I know I am held. I know I am safe. I know I am protected. And I invite more into my life of what truly, truly works for me. By the power of 3, so mote it be. So that's just in the moment. I could read a poem to you that can help you. There's any number of ways I can say to you, do this. This is feeling into what feels right for you. And I gave you that example to show you how simple it is. It's just having a conversation with yourself. Because you are the ritual, my gorgeous. You are the ritual. So when we are in a beautiful, grounded, structured place, and we're saying sacred yes to ourselves, that's when we allow the flow. So I may be repeating myself, and I often do, because it's for me, it's for you, it's to remind us, feel into what feels really right for you. Work with that gorgeous drive of Aries energy, with that disciplined, structured, focused, and that's the word we're going to focus on, the focused energy of Saturn, to bring whatever project you're working with. And that project may be you, my gorgeous. That project may be you saying yes to yourself. That project may be you feeling, well, this hasn't been working for me. This hasn't been working for me. And now it's time to say, what does work for me? And be grateful for that. Get yourself from a place of lack into a place of gratitude, into a place of receiving. Because whatever we give out, we get back tenfold. So if you're in a place of this doesn't work, this doesn't work, this doesn't work, this doesn't work, the universe does not hear not. The universe will only hear this works, this works, this works. So this horrible job that I'm in works. This horrible relationship I'm in works. This feeding my face with junk food works. These are just examples, whatever it is. No judgment. Remember though, words have so much power. So whether you're thinking or whether you're saying it out loud, it's going out there. So by focusing on what really, really works in this gorgeous new moon energy, with the power of Saturn and Aries, that is when we have that gentle structure, and we can start that transformation, and we can start to really live in flow. And yes, it's gorgeous to be spiritual. Yes, it's gorgeous to be airy. Yes, that's beautiful. We're on Earth. We're here on Earth. And this has been my lesson, and I still work with it, is to actually be here. Because yes, I can go very far away. I can go into many, many different worlds, and I love being there. Essentially, we chose to be here. So it's taking accountability, it's taking responsibility. This is why I'm showing up, and every week I'm giving you the downloaded episodes. I'm taking responsibility, I'm being grounded on Earth, and this really helps me. And I love that the sun's coming through the tree at the moment. So I would invite you to feel into these days what really works for you. Change the narrative that you're telling yourself. Change the narrative that you're speaking every day, because the universe listens. And as you're changing that narrative to what works for me, and thank you for all that works for me, watch how those synchronicities come up. Watch how you'll meet people who are here to help you. Watch how you'll have an inspiration one day, and you'll start working with that because you're in a centered, focused, grounded place, rather than in a moment or an energy of lack and scarcity. You're in a feeling of abundance. And this is how we are in this new moon energy. We are in abundance, my gorgeous. Okay, so I really hope that episode helped you. You can get in touch with me. Follow me on Instagram. You can get in touch with me on email. If you would like to have any one-to-one coaching or sessions with me, you can absolutely get in touch with me that way. Also, if you are feeling that you would like to explore and do some more inner work yourself, there are two beautiful courses that I have. I would invite you to join the wait list for the Caris method, which is coming in June, which is a toolkit, a gorgeous toolkit for midlife empaths and all empaths going through any kind of significant change. We all are, let's be honest. So it's beautiful, beautiful aspects to work with on your own to keep yourself in that centered, grounded, focused place whilst inviting beautiful creativity in. I also have, that's available now, a very beautiful journey called the Crystal Fairy Chakra Harmony, and that's divine. That was divinely given to me with the fairies, with the fae, and you listen to that before bed and it gets your chakras balanced and you're in a beautiful, beautiful chakra sacred world of your own, and that's available for download immediately. And you listen to that before bed, my gorgeous, and it's beautiful to listen to before bed. You get nice and grounded and centered in a beautiful calm space, and then you drift off to sleep. Another way is the 22 pathways to self-love, and this is divine. This is gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. It's a practice for 22 days, and you could just continue the practice of half an hour every day. And if you've been in a space where you haven't necessarily been giving yourself time, this is a brilliant place to get back to that, or to start wherever you may be. And it's self-discovery, it's self-love, it's self-compassion. And we're working with gorgeous affirmations of self-love. I take you through beautiful guided journeys associated with those affirmations, and then we work action, Aries, with gorgeous actions that ground those affirmations into your system. So there's so many ways. There's a 22 pathways to self-love. There's the Caris method, join the wait list. There is the beautiful Crystal Fairy Chakra Harmony for you to listen to before you go to bed. Get that now. And I'm extending it was a weekend offer. It's only just come out. I'm extending that. So at the end, up to the end of new moon, so it'll be up until Wednesday. It will be 11:22 instead of the energetic exchange, which is 22:22. So it's a no-brainer, that one. Absolutely gorgeous. So also you can get my healthy boundary checklist, and also you can just get in touch with me. Send me messages. I love to hear from you. I would love to hear, what would you like me to ask for messages for us? What would you like me to feel into? What works for us? What answers are you seeking? And ask, just send me a message. Please, can you feel into this? Please, can you provide an episode on this situation? I listen. That's why I'm here. I'm here to guide. So do get in touch with me. Sending you so much love. Here's to your self-acceptance. Here's to your self-empowerment. You have got this. So much love. Ho. Thank you so much for joining me for this episode of Accepting. Please do stay tuned for future episodes, and also subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. If there's anything at all that you'd like me to cover in future episodes, please get in touch and let me know. You can also follow me on Instagram at The Acceptance Coach, and on TikTok at Solution Union 99. And if you'd like to have any coaching at all, or you would like to discuss this, do book an expansion call. For now, I'm your host, Aline, and to your self-acceptance, gorgeous, with so much love.